Welcome back into the Rounding Third podcast. I'm Nick. We have Harrison and Sean with us tonight. How are we doing, fellas?
What's up, boys?
Sad.
Yeah, I know, Sean. I'm sad. I was sad too.
I mean, honestly, based on the outcome of both series, I'm sad. So I'm with you.
Yeah, that's all right. We persevere.
Yeah. All right. We'll jump right in. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can follow on Instagram. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. All right. Before we jump in, I want to say happy 3 years to you boys. I can't believe that we have done this for 3 years now. We're still growing. And I want to thank you guys personally for jumping on this journey with me. It has been a wild ride. I have loved every second of it. And as we continue to grow and our followers grow, we've met some amazing people and some great baseball fans. So it's been a blast for me, but I just want to thank you guys a lot for joining me on this because it's been awesome.
Goes to you, man. You put all the work in on the back end, dude. So no need to thank, man. I've enjoyed it. It's been an absolute blast.
And you're the guy crazy enough to be like, hey, we should do a baseball podcast. Who's interested in accepted applications from crazy folks like us and said, let's do this. What could go wrong?
Yeah. And it's been a lot of learning on the fly but we're figuring it out. We're growing. Everybody's loving it. So I just wanted to thank you and thank all the followers. And so we've had a lot of people, like my family supported me big time. It's meant a lot. So thank you.
But it's become a really cool community online. You go on our page, we post up, we get tons of cool interaction, a lot of familiar faces. We get people sending us trivia questions now on Facebook message. It's awesome. It's become its own thing, and it's so much. It's just so much fun.
And I think they really enjoy that we interact with them too. Because other podcasts, that are a little bit bigger than us, which is fine. They don't tend to really interact with their audience. But I love that piece. Everybody perceives baseball differently, takes it in differently, and has different opinions about it. And that's what I love about baseball. It's absolutely incredible. So,
yeah. When you leave us a comment and we comment back, it's one of us leaving the comment. It's not some AI powered thing or some bot. It's us leaving the comments. It's us making the post. It's us making the reels. It's a passion project.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, let's get into it. And Jay, I know you're already rubbing salt in the wound here, buddy.
Yeah. I've said this for weeks now. I did not want this, and here we go.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. I mean, it's hard to argue that these two offenses don't deserve to be there because the way that they have commanded the strike zone at the plate has been incredible to watch. I can't remember a bad swing that I've seen out of either team in that series, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, in the few that they did make bad swings, it's they're so hot the ball still finds the outfield, or it's one of those, man. I mean, I obviously was rooting for the Mets, man. I think anybody that listens to this is well aware of that, but as frustrating as that was to watch them, and I know we're going to get to it in a bit, but the walk after walk after walk after walk was just brutal. But at a certain point, you got to tip your cap too. I mean, these were some of them, not all of them, but some of those were some tough at bats and tough pitches that they just laid off of. They had a plan, and they stuck to on their plan, and it worked. Yeah. They're going to the World Series.
I mean, and you've got you look at the Dodgers, and you got a guy like Tommy Edman who basically carried them for segments of the NLCS, and he's a guy that the average fan probably had no idea who he was until he's read the headline of him being the NLCS MVP. So they got contributions from all over that lineup. Will Smith finally broke out and hit a home run. It's wild. It's wild what's happened. And it's hard to say they didn't earn it because they did. And as much as I hate seeing them go, they've risen to the occasion every time. Both teams, the Yankees and Dodgers.
Yeah. For Tommy Edman to come through like he did and being injured most of the year. I mean, the Cardinals were just like, well, he's hurt. Let's just send him out. He comes back and just a key cog in that offense.
Practically gave him away.
Absolutely insane. But All right. So who's winning the series? And in how many games?
I got Yanks in 6.
I'm in roughly the same boat. I think the Yankees are going to be a little too much for the Dodgers, and I was going between 6 and 7. I just don't think it's going to go 7, so I'm in the same boat with the Yankees in 6.
All right. Well, just to be different, I'm gonna go Yankees in 4.
Shit, there's no sweeps, man.
Yankees in 3.
No, I know. Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna say Yankees in 5. I do. I mean, the Dodgers bullpen has been great for them, but I just don't think it holds up. I really don't. I mean, I don't know. But the Yankee staff is also a question mark too. You never know which Garrett Cole you're going to get in the playoffs. You never know what Carlos Rodon's got going on between his ears in the playoffs, or any start, to be honest.
Bullpen showed some signs of weakness against the Guardians.
Yep. I mean, Aaron Boone cannot use Clay Holmes in a key situation, so that takes that part out of it. And we'll see if Luke Weaver can hold it down in the back end there. But I hope each game is 20-18, just absolute slugfest. Like no pitching, just absolute slugfest. So both of these offenses could do that.
Let me get your takes on these. So let's do pick one. Pick one of Yankees Dodgers. So you got lineup. Which lineup, just given kind of status quo, which lineup are you taking? Who's got the better lineup coming into this?
With Freddie Freeman out, or not, maybe not out, but he's hobbling.
Just as they are right now.
Well, as they're constituted, I'll take the Yankees.
Yeah. I think I'm leaning that way too. Gleyber Torres hasn't gotten out at the top of that lineup since they put him in the leadoff spot. So he's setting the table for those other 3 guys that are behind him right now. I got to lean towards the Yankees right now.
So we're giving the Yankees a better lineup. Who's got the better starting staff right now?
Well, if you asked me before the CS, I would have said Yankees, but I thought the Dodgers did a really good job, and I know they had the bullpen games in there, but I thought, Flaherty was really good in his first outing, not quite as sharp in the second. I mean, the Mets jumped on him, backs against the wall, kind of hard to be surprised by that. Walker Buehler looked really good.
He did.
Walker Buehler looked like last year Walker Buehler, 2 years ago Walker Buehler. Like Walker Buehler looked like he kind of found it. I'll give starting staff but 1A, 1B, but I'll give the edge to the Yankees just because I do think kind of the top end guys. Like I'll take a Garrett Cole over a Buehler, over a Jack Flaherty.
Over Yamamoto?
Yeah, I would slightly, but I do think that one's close. Like I do think the pitching staff or the starting staff is close.
Nick?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a coin flip for me. It's so inconsistent. You don't know who you're going to get from the Dodgers, and you don't know who you're going to get from the Yankees either. Like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I have an edge in the starting pitching.
Get off the fence, Nick.
I don't. I can't pick one. I really can't.
Fine. Trying there. All right. So, bullpen.
I mean, with the way the Dodgers are going right now, I have to lean Dodgers.
I think Dodgers a little bit.
Yep. I think
and they're confident with their with the way that the bullpen has really come in and did some really good things. And I for the hate that I give on Roberts, I think you got to give him credit. I thought he handled the bullpen really well in the last round against the Mets. Kept those guys fresh. I mean, they were feeling good about themselves coming in every time. I think I got to lean a little bit there towards the Dodgers, but not much.
All right, so we're giving the lineup to the Yankees, rotations, kind of a push, bullpen to the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think it's bullpen because you look at for the Dodgers, because you look at the flexibility that Roberts has to take Kopech out of the closing role to have him as an opener, and you're like, oh, don't worry about it. I just got Blake Trinan back there mowing guys down. Like, I mean, so I think and you got huge, like I said it earlier, huge question marks with Clay Holmes. You can't put him into a key situation anymore. He's proven that time and time again. Yeah, see, Jay's with me about the pitching. Like,
Yeah.
if Glasnow's there, it's definitely a different story.
Sure.
But injuries a huge part of it. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right. How about defense?
I don't know.
I think they both have strengths and weaknesses in there. It's
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think I get what you're driving at here. I mean, I think it's incredibly close. I mean, I think the match.
well, I'm getting to your favorite question here, Sean. Hang on.
Oh, manager, I'm not even answering that question.
All right, we'll call the defensive push.
No,
Manager.
Hold on. I think Dodgers might have an edge defensively, to be completely honest. They have, I mean, yes, they lost Miguel Rojas, and that's a huge piece. But Kike's come in, Chris Taylor's come in, Gavin Lux can move around, Tommy Edman can move around.
It's a bit patchwork at times, but it's working.
Yeah, but Max Muncy has made some great plays over at first in the absence of Freddie Freeman. You got a platinum glove winner in right field and Mookie Betts. He can play short if you absolutely need to. Teoscar's no slouch in left. I mean, I think overall you have to give the defense to the Dodgers just for the flexibility of them.
Yep, that's fair. All right, and then the manager.
Dodgers, I guess.
No, it's a tough one to give either one of them the nod, but
I think Roberts has done a really good job this postseason. I mean, I really do, and I think credit where credit's due. I obviously been vocally against him in the past couple of years, but I thought he's done a really nice job this postseason, particularly in the Mets series. And so I'll give him the hot hand there.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think the edges to Roberts at this moment, just because he's had to move a lot of pieces around because of injuries, like in the bullpen, in the pitching staff, and in the lineup with Freeman and Rojas. So I think the edge goes to Roberts at this moment.
All right, so we give the Yankees the lineup. We call the starting staff favor the Yankees, but close. Bullpen goes to the Dodgers, defense to the Dodgers, manager to the Dodgers. So really, what I find interesting with this is that when you look at how we just kind of ranked them, I think the Yankees have the edge, but the game script is really going to dictate who holds the advantage based on the way the game plays out, where you are late in games, because you've got two teams that have very different strengths and weaknesses that you've got to play to, which I think it's going to make this series really interesting. But I do agree that the Yankees have a clear advantage, and the way they've played coming through this. I mean, the Guardians were no slouch, and they basically just overwhelmed the Royals.
Overpowered them.
Like, and I saw a great, somebody said the other day, the Yankees haven't beaten a playoff team that was not in the AL Central since 2012, which is true. It's fair they have not, but I think that's they woke up a sleeping giant. Stanton's been red hot, and I think the game script really is going to determine who holds the advantage as the games play out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to Stanton in a minute, but I mean, the Dodgers' back was against the wall against a talented Padres team, and they found a way to do it. Like, it would not shock me if the Dodgers make this a 7-game series, because they have so much leadership on that team. They never give up. They find ways to scrap it together to win. Like, I'm not trying to discount the Dodgers at all when I say the Yankees.
Not only would it not shock me if they make it 7, it wouldn't shock me if they win it.
Right.
In 6 or in 7 or what, I don't think either team's going to win it in 5 or less, 4 or 5. Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I do think the minimum amount is going to be a 6, but it wouldn't shock me either way. I just, I'm going with the Yankees. I think credit where credit's due for the Dodgers. I mean, I think against the Mets were willing to just put these guys on with walks, and the Dodgers took it. Are the Dodgers going to be able to just hit their way through, hit their way through, put hits together? I don't know. I mean, it remains to be seen. We saw the Yankees do that. Like, the Yankees did do that in a comfortable 5-game victory. I would, not a gentleman's sweep kind of thing there, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm going to go with the Yankees. I think the Yankees lineup is hot. It's a team that's playing with a lot of confidence. We said it going into the postseason. They had a lot of postseason question marks and kind of issues that they had to handle, and they seem to have answered that call, and they are playing with an incredible amount of confidence right now. So, just for me, the way I'm looking at it, I'll take the Yankees lineup with the confidence that they're playing with, and I think they can. They're going to power their way through.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just to go back to the Dodgers, though. I mean, you look at that Mets series, there wasn't a close game at all. Like, there was no save situations in that.
Yeah, 6 blowouts.
Yeah, I mean, and either way. And they put up, what, 8, 10 runs? Like, they put up a lot of runs in that series. So I don't think scoring runs is going to be an issue for the Dodgers. I think it's going to be an absolute slugfest in the World Series. I think it could. I don't think we're going to see many 3-2 games. We could be seeing some 7-5, some 8-6. Like I think we could see. And we get back to Yankee Stadium. I think it's just going to be an offensive onslaught there. So
yeah, and I think one comment I do agree with. I think when you look at this comment here, the Dodgers did have a more competitive path in World Series.
Yeah,
no doubt,
no question.
The Yankees The Yankees got lucky, or the Orioles and the Astros got bumped early. They were left with the Royals and Guardians. Not that they're any slouches; those are good teams. But the Yankees dominated them in the regular season. Continued that in the playoffs. I think for me, the Dodgers. The Dodgers have shown they can rise to the occasion. They can fight. They can get ahead. They can fight back. But for me, it's kind of the roller coaster that they've been. They'll put up 9 one night, 2 the next, and they're very kind of all over the place. And I get a lot of that's dictated by pitching and things like that too. But the Yankees have been really consistent all the way through. They're not getting shut out. They're not getting overwhelmed. They're just consistently coming out and they're hammering every mistake there is. Getting out to early leads. I mean, how many times do we see them score in the first? They ambush somebody in the first. I mean, what was a game? Actually, elimination game. The 2 batters in. There's 2 runs on the board. They just continue to ambush, and the Dodgers can do that, but that lineup is just built to keep running. And when they can't do that, they tend to shut down pretty quick.
Yeah. The Shohei Ohtani stats, I said it last week too. It like continued, which was weird. He was like 0 for 20 with nobody on base, but was like 18 for 21 with runners on. Like, what? Like, that's unreal. It's like
almost like he's disinterested with the bases empty. He's like,
it was like crazy. So
well, he got off that schneid. He got off that schneid a little bit with the leadoff home run there. Was that game 5? I think that was what game or game whatever game that was. Leadoff home run. I mean, he needs Ohtani's waking up. There's no question about that. I mean, I would give the lineup edge a little bit to the Yankees, but less about the Dodgers lineup and just more about I was just very impressed with the way the Yankees lineup has handled themselves through the postseason. Less about the Dodgers. This isn't necessarily a knock against the Dodgers lineup. I think both lineups are incredible. And that's why I think I agree with you, Nick. I think we're going to have a ton of runs both ways in the World Series.
Yeah.
A ton of runs.
This was by accident. This was the Mets walking 31 guys in the first 4 games. Like the Dodgers had guys on base all the time. The Mets basically hosted a charity walkathon for the first 4 games, and the bases were always jammed. Do the Dodgers still have to hit with runners in scoring position? Yeah, they do. They still have to hit. They still have to deliver. But the Mets pitching staff made it much easier on the Dodgers than they needed to.
Yeah. All right. So we're all kind of going Yankees here in 6. I mean, we're all pretty.
I mean, I'm still holding to that picture I posted earlier where I'm still hoping that somehow they both lose or a giant meteor hits. But if I've got to pick a winner, I'm sad to say as a Red Sox fan, I'm going to pick the Yankees.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to do that. But yeah. All right. Let's break down the ALCS then. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton was just an absolute animal.
Where was he all season? Like, where was this Stanton?
My God. And it was like, well, Stanton can't hit a breaking ball, and he hits a hanging slider about 5,000 feet.
Oh, my Lord, that ball still hasn't landed.
My God, crazy. But why you throw any pitch to this guy in the strike zone right now when it's proven he'll chase out of the zone? I don't know.
It's puzzling to me. I mean, there's spots they're not even like trying to like pitch around him carefully. They're just like throwing him mistake sliders, 1-1 over the plate. It's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. When he'll chase one, outside the zone.
He will expand the zone. He's proven his whole career. You throw him that slider that starts middle of the plate and moves outside. He will chase that thing all day long.
But I mean, that dude is built like a brick shit house. Like he's just crazy strong. But
And he's one of those guys when he gets locked in, like, look out.
forget it.
Look out. He's so streaky. And if that streak ends somewhere here in the World Series, that leaves a massive hole in that lineup.
Yeah. And then, I mean, that at bat by Juan Soto in the top of the 10th inning, where he just fouled off every single off-speed pitch until he got the fastball he was looking for, and he didn't miss it. I would actually say he even missed it a little bit, but he was strong enough to get it out.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was first fastball of the at-bat's impressive. I mean, just see nothing but off-speed stuff and first fastball. I mean, it got a little too much of the zone, but it wasn't a horrible pitch. It wasn't a horrible pitch.
No, I mean, it was letter high, but yeah, I don't know.
It just shows Soto's ability. Like, he will sit there and just flick balls foul until he gets the one he wants. Like, in his level of control of the plate, his level of control of the strike zone, his level of control of the at bat. It's just watching him hit. It's a master clinic watching this guy hit, the way he controls the at bat. And no matter how good the pitcher is, like, you think you're in control, he's in control. He is the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
and I guess just to go to the comment, I mean, I don't think we're discounting the Dodgers pitching staff at all. It's not that we're sitting there saying the Yankees pitching staff is an absolute rout and they don't have a chance, but I think I do think the Dodgers pitching staff is going to be in for a bit of a I don't know if awakening is the right call. I do think that this Yankees lineup is a different animal than what they've faced, and they're playing with confidence. And I don't see this. I don't think the Dodgers pitching is going to get the swings and misses that they were getting against the Mets. And yes, the 24 consecutive innings or whatever. What was the final number? It turned out to be. I think it was more than that.
It was
33
consecutive innings. Nothing to sneeze at. It's not based off of anything other than I've just watched the Yankees play all year. I just don't see this lineup playing with this kind of confidence being completely dominated. I just don't see it. I could be wrong. Yeah. I mean, who the hell am I? I don't know. Yeah. That's just my opinion. I don't see it happening.
On the flip side, the reason I think it's close is because both lineups are so good that it's almost going to just negate the pitching completely. Like, both teams are going to struggle to find outs. It's just gonna be which team is hot at that moment. I mean, it's that close for me. That's why I think the pitching's close.
Yeah, and I think if you're expecting Jack Flaherty and the bullpen to shut the Yankees down, that's going to be a rude awakening to Dodgers fans. Jack Flaherty just got lit up by the Mets, which is half the lineup the Yankees is. You've got a bullpen that's coming in that they were great against the Padres team that was flailing, and then they got lit up by the Mets. This is not like a shutdown Dodgers pitching staff. It's a good pitching staff, but it is very streaky. Flaherty looks good one night, terrible the next. The Mets and the Padres lineup does not hit like the Yankees do. They do not walk like the Yankees do. They do not work counts like the Yankees do. The Yankees are in for rude awakening, having to face a lineup like this. Same for the Dodgers. This is going to be a different animal than anything they've seen.
Yeah, and I just think, there was a previous comment that the Yankees didn't face, any legitimate bullpen in the DS or the CS, and I would push back on that and say that Cleveland was the best bullpen in the entire league for the entirety of the regular season, and the Yankees made them look pedestrian, and that is not a pedestrian bullpen.
No, Emmanuel Clase had one of the best closer seasons in history, and he got lit up by the Yankees.
And I think that says a lot about that Yankees lineup.
The only reliever that had any success is Hunter Gaddis. And then even then, he gave up the 3-run bomb to Soto on the top of the 10th. So it's like, these pitching staffs it's going to be, like you said, Nick, they're going to be struggling to find outs. This is going to be a gauntlet to get through these lineups. Yeah. Which I know we've sat here, we said we don't want to see a Dodgers-Yankees World Series. But, I mean, that's because of who we're a fan of and what we've seen over the years. But this is going to be a crazy World Series to watch. Like, I'm locked in. Like, I know we joked around saying not going to watch a pitch of it, but I'm in. I think this is going to be fun baseball to watch.
You're going to have a lot of like 10-7 games. You know, it's neither pitching staff is going to go in and dominate anybody. And God bless the Dodgers bullpen nights. It's going to be an absolute slugfest because there's no pitching staff going in and shutting anybody down.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not trying to sleep on the Dodgers. Maybe we are.
Maybe the Dodgers go in and shove, and it's a different story, but I just don't see it.
I don't see it happening.
We are strictly a opinion-based podcast, like as you're finding out. But I mean, the Dodgers are a good team. We're not trying to discount what they are. They got 3 MVPs at the top of their lineup. I mean,
it's an all-star team. I mean, let's call it what it is.
We got 2 50-plus home run guys going at it. I mean, this is incredible. It's going to be fun. But man, I don't know. All right. Before we move on, is Juan Soto the best all-around hitter in the game right now? I'm talking OBP, knowledge of the strike zone, power, average. Is he the best all-around hitter in the game right now?
Yes.
Top 3, certainly.
Well, if he's top 3, there's 2 guys ahead of him. So who are the 2 ahead of him?
No, not necessarily there's 2 guys ahead. I think he's most certainly in the conversation. Okay. I mean, I would put Shohei in the conversation.
Yeah,
I would put Shohei in the conversation. I would put Soto I would put Judge in the conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, Judge, is really slow start to the postseason, obviously. But I would put him in the conversation. I would put Soto, Judge, Ohtani would be my top 3, not necessarily ranked in that particular order. And then I think Soto, there's a legitimate case for all 3 of them. And I think there's a decent chance that Soto comes out as number 1.
Yeah, I think the thing that for me that separates Soto, and Shohei showed it throughout the Mets series, is that Shohei will expand the zone and he will chase. He will get happy with pitches up and in. He'll get happy with pitches tailing away. Soto chases next to nothing. Like, he doesn't give you anything. Yeah. And I think that, to me, that's what separates. It's why he walks so much on top of everything else. Like, he has such control of the strike zone that Judge doesn't have that control. Ohtani doesn't have that control. The only guy I've ever seen working at bat like that is Soto. There's not many guys in the history of baseball that can work in at bat like Soto does and control the strike zone and control. If he doesn't like it, he'll just flip it foul, wait for the next pitch.
Yeah.
It's a level of control in the batter's box you just don't see. And Ohtani doesn't have that. He's got everything else.
Not
Judge
yet.
Doesn't have that.
I think Ohtani will. Like, I mean, every year he gets better and better, and we're like, well, how can Ohtani top this season? And he goes out and gets a 50-50. Like,
but he's cresting 30. The improvement levels are going to start to slow, and I think he is who he is. Soto's only going to get better, which is scary.
He's 25.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, at his age and experience level, he is off the charts. Baseball IQ, batting IQ, it's just different.
Yeah. All right, let's hop over to the NLCS then. I know we're going to rip the scab off here, Sean. I'm sorry. But Tommy Edman, holy cow, kid, have a series. 11 RBIs, right? Something like that. And I mean, a double in that clinching game for them. He literally had 2 fingers on the bat reaching for a changeup, slaps it down the left field line for 2 runs in the first 2-run double. Then gets up later on, a couple innings later, and hits that bomb to left center, and that was the dagger. Then Will Smith follows it up. I mean, it's what would that Dodgers team have done without Edman? I mean, talk about
I mean, he was
a different series.
It was rightfully so. I think he earned the MVP
for sure.
Right? I mean, I don't think that was a fluke given. I don't know what else to say. I mean, they shoved it up my hoop. I don't know. I don't have much else for you there. That was ugly. And the walkathon. I know we already talked about it, but it was a different class of a team I mean, that was a Dodgers team that had a plan. They went in, they executed it perfectly. They weren't going to expand the zone. Obviously you have guys here and there. I mean, that's baseball, right? But for the most part, they stuck to their approach. They hit mistakes. They took their walks. And I think it was pretty evident after game one. It's like, hey, this Mets team is going to walk us. So, like, why are we going to help them out? And they, up and down the lineup, were as consistent as they possibly could be by saying, we're going to take our chances. We're going to swing for home runs, but we're not expanding the zone. We're not swinging out of our shoes. We're going to take what they give it to us. And they were completely overmatched. The Mets were completely overmatched.
Yeah. So I was on record saying that Lane Thomas was the best trade deadline acquisition, and I immediately take that back, and Tommy Edman takes the crown for sure. Yep. I mean, his postseason has been absolutely insane. And getting Kopech to solidify the back half of that bullpen and is great. And I'm going to talk about this right now. So the Dodgers bullpen games in LDS and the LCS, Dave Roberts managed this perfectly,
wonderfully
in both situations, because if one of these two games don't work, he's in trouble for the next one. Right? I mean, one of them, you don't even get to move on. So obviously you're in trouble with that in the LDS. Like if he loses that bullpen game, they're done. And then in game 6, he does the bullpen game again. Everybody comes in, they do their job. But if they didn't and forced a game 7, they would have been in a world of hurt to try to find some arms to come back for game 7. And what he did with that staff and give it to the bullpen arms. Like they came in and they took care of what they needed to take care of. And man, they did great. And again, giving Dave Roberts some credit there, but absolutely insane. But so we were talking about the walks for the Mets. Is it playoff anxiety? Is it what we've kind of been talking about the last few weeks? Is it the high velocity with the lack of control, or is it both?
No, I would add a third one in there. I would say you're going up against the best lineup in the National League, and arguably the best lineup in baseball. I mean, I think some people think it's the best. Some people would put them at 2 behind the Yankees, but it's a top 2 lineup in baseball. And I would take all of those things and add in the fact that we are just afraid to go after these guys. And I get it. Mm-hmm. And I think that played the biggest role out of all of it. Anxiety, yes. High velocity, lack of control, yes. But straight up, we are overmatched and we are afraid to go attack these guys, I think was number one. We're going to try to get them to expand. It's what they did with the Phillies. And the Phillies did this. Phillies swung and missed a lot. And they were able to get the Phillies to chase. They were able to get guys on base and for the most part avoid like the major danger kind of series breaking hits and home runs and grand slams. They were able to avoid all that against Philadelphia. Could not do it against LA. The lineup was too good. And I think they were too afraid and they were afraid to go after them. I honestly think was number one.
I mean, it's crazy because like imagine standing on that mound and you got Shohei Ohtani leading off. It's like, all right, that sucks. That's a horrible way to start the game. You get through that at bat, whatever happens. Then you got Mookie Betts behind him. Okay, great. Another MVP. Then you got Freddie Freeman behind him. Okay. Then you got the red hot Tommy Edman behind him. And
Teoscar. I mean,
you got Teoscar who's got hit a few home runs. Like I mean, I think the bottom of the Dodgers lineup does have some outs in it. But it takes a little while to get there. And you're not facing like good hitters. You're facing like elite MVPs.
Yeah, like, MVPs.
It's ridiculous. It's just not fair. And it's the same thing facing the Yankees lineup. There's no break there. You get Soto, then you get Judge, and you get Stanton. There's just not a lot. There's not a lot of break. And as a pitcher standing up there, you're thinking, don't pipe one. So that 2-seamer that you want to start middle and run to the edge, now you start like outer third and it runs off the plate. Like you start to nibble because you're afraid of the mistake, and then you just make it really hard on yourself.
Yeah, and don't let Will Smith get hot, because if he gets hot, that's another guy. Like
he finally unloaded one the other night. Dude hadn't hit in like 2 months, and he's finally if he comes around too, it's just another friggin' weapon in that lineup.
Yeah, It's 5 straight years that a Will Smith will be in the World Series, which is crazy.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Well, pitcher or catcher.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's
absolutely.
there's no break.
No.
There's no break. And as a pitcher, there's very few guys, maybe Pedro Martinez, who would not care who they are and would go at them. But there's not many guys that are gonna not be sitting there trying not to crap their pants with that lineup up coming through again.
No. But either way, I mean, it's going to be awesome to watch. I'm really in for it. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a hell of
It sucks we have to wait
a
till
World
Friday.
Series. I thought
that was a mistake. That's why I asked you guys. I'm like, it doesn't start until Friday. Like, am I reading that right? That's a decent layoff for these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that like the World Series requires a lot more travel coordination, all that stuff, but I mean, 3 full days off seems like a lot.
Yeah. All right.
4 for the Yankees.
4. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This was brought to me right before we hopped on. If we took the late 90s Yankees versus today's Yankees, who wins?
I would take the late 90s Yankees because the pitching staffs were ridiculous. Bullpen was ridiculous. The lineups were not. I think this lineup, today's lineup is probably better, but those lineups were so balanced, they would just wear you out.
Yeah.
I would take the late 90s Yankees because I think they were better in every facet, but maybe the lineup, but they weren't worse by a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think the trouble, the concern that the late 90s team would have with this lineup is just, the threat that this lineup has with the 3-run homer grand slam kind of situation, right? I mean, those are backbreakers. I mean, those things blow a game wide open. But I do think they were a more balanced team. I think the pitching staff was definitely better in the late 90s. I would probably give the edge just considering, if we're talking in a format of a 7-game series, you got to win 4 out of 7. I don't know if today's team could beat the late 90s 4 out of 7 times. But not a blowout. It's a 6 or 7 game series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's a hell of a series too.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, with Clemens and Pettit and David Cohn and David Wells and all of that, yes, you have Garrett Cole at the front. Yes, you have, if Rodon is on, can be unhittable, which he has a no-hitter under his belt. They have that, but the bullpen kills them too. And the late 90s bullpen was locked down just as much as the pitching staff was. So, yeah, I'd have to give them the edge too. But yeah,
and those late 90s teams were so balanced, so good. Like they were just so hard to beat, which nobody could for like 3 years.
Yeah. All right. We are going to get into some career records trivia and then also most common postseason matchups. And then I got some World Series winners trivia for you guys after. So here we go. All right. First one. Which 2 pitchers hold the career record for throwing the most one-hitters?
Nolan
is 1.
Pedro?
Nope. A little bit older. Indians. Through gas.
Who did he guess? Pedro? You said a little older than Pedro?
It's older, way older than Pedro.
Oh, way older.
From the Indians.
Oh, so sorry, way older. So we're going back to like Feller.
Yeah, it is Feller.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice job. Yeah, 12 one-hitters. So on top of his 7 no-hitters, he's got 12 one-hitters. It's insane. But all right. Who holds the MLB record for most batting titles in a career?
What's the number?
12.
Oh, good God. George Brett.
Nope. Look at the colors.
Cal?
Nope.
Oh, is it Giants? Is it a Giants player?
Nope, Tigers, which probably gives it away.
Tigers.
Old.
Oh, like Cobb?
Yeah, Cobb.
Like going way back.
Yep. All right. Who holds the MLB record for most career 2 home run games?
Interesting. What a 2 home run games. McGuire. Oh,
Nope.
I
hit the
well
button.
done, Nick.
Gee, is it Babe?
Yeah,
We've only been doing this for 3 years.
No, I hit the little ball on my mouse. I'm an idiot. But yeah, Babe Ruth, 72 home run games. Wow.
That's a few.
Yeah, just a couple. Who holds the MLB record for most assists in a career by a shortstop?
Omar Vizquel.
Nope. Great guess.
Ozzy?
It is Ozzy. Yeah.
The only other guy that handled
Omar
that
played
many.
for 1 billion years.
Yeah. 8,375 assists.
Wild.
Dude, my arm would have fallen off after the first 500, let alone
That'll
8,000.
It's a lot of throws across the diamond.
8,400. That'll work.
Well, it's also flips to second.
Well, yeah,
too.
it's
Those also
all
count.
of them, but you know that most of those were throws to first.
Wild. Yeah. Who holds the MLB record for most career putouts by a catcher?
Pudge?
Yeah, it is Pudge.
Yeah.
This is a staggering number.
That's a lot.
That's how many strikeouts and pop-ups he's caught in his career.
That's a
Just
lot.
absolutely wild.
I mean, when you play for a long time, it helps, but holy cow.
Yeah, well, 5,000 of those are Nolan.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Not quite 5,000, but I'm kidding. Okay, who holds the MLB record for most career putouts by a pitcher?
It's got to be Maddox, right?
It is Maddox. Nice, Harrison. 530.
530. Holy cow. For a pitcher.
For a
I
pitcher
really
to have-
feel like that's low for him, though.
I
Which is
wouldn't be
crazy.
shocked if the number was double that.
Yeah.
I mean, 18 career gold gloves kind of does that for you. But yeah, 530 putouts. That's wild.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, when you throw that nasty 2-seamer, you get a lot of balls just dribbling back to you.
Yeah, crazy. Well, the dribble doesn't count. Those are how many he's caught in the air.
Oh, good point. That's right.
Yeah.
It wasn't even assists, it's putouts.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. That's even crazier.
Yeah. Who holds the MLB record for most career game-winning RBIs? It was only an official stat between 1980 and 1988.
That's weird.
That is weird. Schmidt?
No.
Are these Mets colors?
They are Mets colors.
Strawberry? No.
I mean, Mike Piazza, I was going to say, but that wouldn't work for 80
Yeah.
88.
No. Think Seinfeld, Sean.
Oh, Keith?
Oh, Keith
Yes.
Fernandez.
Keith
Good call.
Hernandez.
Thanks, Nick.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
He was so
Yeah.
good on Seinfeld, too.
Yeah, 129 game-winning RBIs,
Oh, that's a
and
lot.
that's
It's weird that they only officially had that for 8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why would it still be a
I'm-
stat?
Like, what's the
I-
reasoning behind that, I wonder?
I'm guessing because maybe if like the score's 4-4 in the fifth, and he gets a base hit up the middle, and they take a 5-4 lead, but end up winning 10-4. Technically, his RBI is the
Of course,
game-winning
yeah.
RBI,
Yeah.
but it happened in the fifth. I don't know. I don't
They
know. if
track.
it's-
They track how many times a ball spins on a ground ball, but they don't track. this
Yeah,
anymore?
I was just gonna say. I
Yeah.
just found it weird. I find it weird that it was just such a short period of time. They're like, "Oh, we think this is a good idea in 1980." And
Yeah,
then it's clear that we don't like this idea very much. I just
Well,
But
find
now
it-
we track freaking everything.
I mean, it's still, I think, is a stat. It's just not officially kept or count.
I guess.
Like I don't know. It's the MLB,
guess.
dude. They'll change it tomorrow, and it's fun. Whatever. All right, last one. Who holds the MLB record for most career outfield assists?
Guerrero.
Nope. Way older.
Oh boy.
I'm talking 1907 and 1928. You know who this is? No, close. Boston, Cleveland, and then finished up with the Senators and the A's. An MVP with Boston in 1912.
Outfielder.
Mm-hmm. This is.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Tris Speaker. 449 outfield assists.
Don't run on Tris Speaker.
Apparently.
I still wouldn't. I don't run. All right. So, as the Dodgers and Yankees meeting, this is the 12th time that they're going to meet in the postseason, which is the most in MLB. So I'm going to run down the most common matchups that MLB has had so far. And some of these are your classic, like they're awesome. So here it is. Dodgers and Yankees this year will make number 12. Yankees are 8-3 all time, but the most recent 1981, they won the World Series. Dodgers won 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of these matchups came in the 50s when they were crosstown rivals. So like, you know, Brooklyn Dodgers,
the original Subway
Yankees.
Series.
Yeah. So pretty cool. But I mean, 12 times that they have met in the World Series. So I mean, it's pretty crazy. Number 2 on the list, tied for second, is Yankees and Guardians with 7. Yankees are 5-2. Obviously, the most recent was this year when they won 4-1. My throwback memory to this was Jabba Chamberlain in Cleveland with the Midgies.
The Midgies.
The bugs.
Yeah, that's
when they told them to use bug spray, but that actually attracts them.
Yeah. So like that series always pops into my head when I think Yankees and Cleveland.
That was the weirdest thing ever, to see this guy like basically getting eaten alive by these tiny little bugs out there.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But they met in the wild card series in 2020.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just
the Yankees have owned the AL Central.
Yeah, and you'll see that there's a few more in here as well. Yankees and Giants. So again, another crosstown rival here where they met all the time. Most recent is 1962. The Yankees won the 7-game series there in 62. But pretty crazy. Like that, it was the Yankees, the New York Giants, the Brooklyn Dodgers for all that time, just facing off against each other, just trading punches.
It's wild.
Tied for 4th. Here we go.
Oh, 6-0.
Yankees and Twins. Twins don't stand a chance.
6-0.
Most recent 2019 ALDS. Yankees won 3-0. The Twins lost, what was it? A record like 13 games in a row in the postseason or something staggering like that before they won. Was it last year? They won a series last year, right? They won a playoff series last year, I believe. Or it was the year before.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yes, 2 years ago.
No, because Royce Lewis was on that team.
Who did they beat last year?
I don't remember.
I'm just trying to run through the playoff matchups last year. I don't remember them being in it last year.
They beat the Toronto Blue Jays in the wild card series, and then they lost to.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They lost to the Astros.
Then the Astros took them out in 4.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
It was Minnesota won 2-0. They're out. Then they were down. They lost 3-1 to the Houston Astros. So it was uneventful.
Yeah, but I found it interesting. All these matchups have come since 2003. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild. All right, Reds and Pirates. 6 times.
Finally one without the Yankees.
Yeah, finally.
You're right. So Reds are 4-2. Most recent 2013 NL wildcard question. So here's the result of that, Sean. Remember that trivia question we had a couple weeks ago? The Pirates won this NL wildcard game 6-2.
The game, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, yep, Reds and Pirates there. So tied for fourth again, Braves and Astros, 6. Braves are 4-2 against them. Most recent was the World Series, where that ball that Jorge Soler hit still has not landed.
That ball. I mean, that thing disappeared over the train tracks quickly and never to be seen again.
Yeah. So they met 5 times between 97 and 2005. But then again in 2021.
Well, some of that was when the Astros were back in the NL, right?
I don't know if any of them. Yeah. So when did they move to the AL? Early 2000s?
No. The Astros to the American League?
Yeah.
2013, they moved back.
Yeah, 12, I was going to say.
2013.
Yeah, 2013, they moved back.
Okay. So it was later than that. So yeah, all of them, they met when they were still in the NL then, except for the World Series matchup there. All right. Also tied for fourth, Cardinals and Dodgers with 6. Cardinals 4-2 lifetime there. Most recent was that 2021 NL wildcard. Dodgers won 3-1 in that matchup.
Yeah, I guess I don't think about a lot of Cardinals-Dodgers matchups, but that's cool.
No, 2013 NLCS was also another big matchup for them. But that was a notable game. Kershaw was in that, only allowed an unearned run. Pretty insane. All right. Tied for 8th with 5 appearances, Cardinals and Yankees. Cardinals are 3-2 lifetime. Most recent 64 World Series. Cardinals won in a 7-game series. I mean, 2 historic franchises. Of course, they're going to meet.
But a winning record against the Yankees in the playoffs, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a lot of teams can claim that.
Yeah, I mean, that Cardinals team, 64, Gibson, Brock, Bob Uecker was on that team.
Oh, clearly it's called because he was Bob Uecker.
Right, absolutely.
He probably hit like, what 175 for him?
At least. That might be too high.
It probably is.
Also tied for 8th, Cleveland and the Red Sox. Cleveland 3, Red Sox 2. In the most recent matchups, 2016, the DS, Cleveland won 3-0. And good old Lonnie Chisenhall.
Yep.
But, I mean, there's a couple series in there that the Red Sox really had no business winning. Was it that J.D. Drew grand slam off? Was it Sabathia?
No, it was Fausto Carmona.
Carmona.
What did he go by? What was his other name?
Oh, God.
But yeah, that was who.
Yeah,
That's who it was.
Fausto Carmona. Yeah.
That Fausto Carmona guy.
Well, I remember some of the battles they had back in the late 90s, early 2000s when like Troy O'Leary had 7 RBIs and they still lost. They had some epic battles.
Pedro coming out of the pen? Wasn't Pedro coming out of the pen against Cleveland?
Yep.
Yeah,
they had some pretty crazy matchups.
Yeah, Cleveland took the 3-1 series lead in 2007. The Red Sox came back and outscored them 30-5. And that span to overtake that series and then go on to win the World Series.
It's just proof that like anything can happen. You know, a team gets hot and poof.
Yeah. Also tied for 8th, Red Sox and Angels.
They've had some pretty epic battles too.
Yep. Red Sox 4, Angels 1. I would like to apologize to Red Sox Nation as I am 0-13 lifetime. And I was at this game that the Angels clinched the series. So it is my fault that they lost. So, yeah, I've been to 13 Red Sox games, never seen them win, which is
insane. I mean, like, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of record. I don't – it's wild. I don't get it. But, yep, Angels won that series in 2009, 3-0. Also, tied for 8th, the Phillies and Dodgers with 5. Phillies are 3-2 lifetime. Most recent, 2009 NLCS, the Phillies had J-Roll, Roy Halladay. I mean, that Phillies team was a juggernaut that year. But,
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Team was loaded. It was back in the days of Pat the Bat.
Yep. Yeah, Pat Burrell. Tied for 8th again, or still, I don't know. Dodgers and Braves of 5. Dodgers 3, Braves 2. Most recent, 2021, the Braves went on and won the World Series.
That seems crazy to me that they've only met 5 times, those 2 franchises.
Yeah, Yeah, that's
crazy.
I know it's probably because they were never like seated against each other, and somebody got bumped out before the next round. Because
I mean, obviously, yeah,
they
but
had
just
to have
for
been in the
teams,
playoffs
just they're
together
constantly
a ton.
in the postseason all the time.
Yeah, they have to be in the playoffs together a ton.
Yeah, I thought that was low too. I was like, dang, that's crazy. But yeah. Okay, Cardinals and Braves.
Another one.
Yeah, Cardinals 4, Braves 1. Most recent 2019, Cardinals won 3-2 in the National League Division Series. Good old Matt Carpenter.
Yeah, no batting gloves.
No.
Cold weather, didn't care.
Yeah. Then got off the couch and just started raking for the Yankees randomly last year.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
So weird.
Hey, Matt, what are you doing? Sitting on my couch drinking some coffee. You want to come play for the Yankees? Oh, sure. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Like,
Let me turn off MLB The Show. I'll be right there.
yeah, right. Crazy. And then here we go. Tie for 8th. Red Sox and Yankees. Only 5 times. Red Sox 3, Yankees 2. Most recent 2021 AL wildcard. Red Sox won that 6-2. And then obviously we have to talk about 2003 and 2004. I mean, 2003 was such a heartbreaker for the Red Sox fans, watching Aaron Boone hit that knuckler over the left field wall to send them to the World Series.
Oh, that was brutal.
And then to have the swing of emotions that we had in 2004, watching that 3-0 comeback, just that's a rivalry I wish was still at its peak, because man, oh man, do I miss those days. It's just not the same as it was.
It isn't. I mean, the Red Sox have won, so it's like, the curse is gone. The players have turned over many times. The Red Sox have not been good since 18, minus the one run they had to the ALCS. There was at 21. It's been a weird time in that rivalry.
Yeah,
but it's not. It does not feel like it's as big a rivalry as it once was.
no.
It feels like the Yankees and Orioles are beginning to build a rivalry there, because there's been a lot of good matchups with them, but the Red Sox are kind of on the outside looking in.
Yeah. All right. So here comes the next part of this, fellas.
Oh no.
Oh,
Going
good gosh.
from, well, obviously not 2024 because it hasn't happened yet. But starting with 2023 all the way back to 1990, you have to give me the World Series winner.
Oh boy.
So here we go. 2023.
Texas.
Rangers.
Yep. 2022.
Astros.
Yep. 2021.
Well, that's the Braves. We just talked
Braves.
about that.
Yeah. Braves. Good. 2020.
The Dodgers, because we talk about it all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dodgers. Good. 2019.
No. Astros.
Nope.
Oh no, that was the Nats year.
18.
Nats.
It was Nationals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Yeah. 2018.
Red Sox.
Astros. Oh, Red Sox.
Yo, wait a second.
Red
I'm
Sox.
losing my mind here. I'm going too quick in my own head here.
So now go, Sean.
Astros.
Yeah.
There we go.
Astros.
I'm going too fast in my own head. All right, I gotta calm down.
That's an asterisk. 2017
Yeah.
is asterisk. 2016.
Cubbies broke the curse.
Yes, sir. Nice work. 2015.
My Royals.
Your Royals.
Against my Mets.
2014.
The Royals lost that year to
Giants.
Yes.
There we
nice.
go.
Good. 2013.
Red Sox.
Red
Yep.
Sox. Good. 2012.
Giants.
Giants again, because they went every other.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, they
Giants.
went even years only.
Right.
Yeah. 2011.
Cardinals.
Yeah, they stole it.
Yeah, they did.
That was the David Freese year.
Yep.
2010.
Giants again, right?
Giants again.
That's the third one.
Yep. 2009.
Yankees.
Yes. Good. 2008.
Phillies.
Yes.
Yes,
good.
because
Didn't
you're
they
the
beat
Rays
the
one, right?
Rays? They beat
Yep.
the Rays.
Yeah. Good.
Red
2007.
Sox.
Red Sox.
Red
Good. 2006.
White Sox.
No.
No, you're a year early. Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yeah.
Cardinals.
Good.
All right.
2005.
White Sox.
White Sox.
Sox.
Good. 2004.
I have no idea.
No
Sox.
clue.
Yeah, Red Sox.
Yep. 2003.
Marlins. Amen. They beat
Marlins.
the Yankees.
Yeah, Marlins. I missed this emblem so bad.
Me
I know.
too.
Miss it so
Great
bad.
uniforms. It just
Yeah.
all around
Oh, so
great.
good.
2002.
This was the Giants and the Angels.
So
So
who
Angels
won?
Right.
won.
So
Angels.
Angels.
Yeah, good. 2001.
D-backs. We talked about it earlier.
D-backs.
Yeah, D-backs. Okay, 2000.
Yankees.
It's the Yankees for like
Yankees.
3 in a row, isn't
Yankees.
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 It's the Yankees until 97, then it's the Marlins.
Marlins.
Yep, Marlins. 97.
That was the
good.
Renteria walk-off, right?
Yep.
Yankees. Was this the Yankees in 96?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
good.
it was the Braves in 95.
Braves in 95. Good.
One they got in that decade.
94 was the strike.
Nice job.
It was
No
not
series. 93.
You had the Blue Jays. Wasn't that Joe Carter?
Yes, good. Blue
And it was
Jays.
the Blue Jays before that, too. They went back-to-back.
Nice. Blue Jays. 91.
Oh, crap.
This had one of the most epic pitching duels of
This was
all
the
time.
Twins.
Yes, good.
Oh, nice.
Jack-
Twins over Braves.
Yeah, Jack Morris went 10 innings in that game.
Yep.
And then 1990.
I know the Athletics were in it, but they didn't win. Who'd they play?
That wasn't the year the Giants beat them in the World Series, was it?
No. That was 89 with the earthquake.
Yes, it was the earthquake, but the Oakland Athletics were back and lost. Reds.
Yes, nice.
I was like, it was a red team, but I can't remember. I'm like, it's not the
year I
Cardinals.
was born, so that was a little too early for me.
Jeez, stop it.
Nice job, fellas. I'm impressed.
Not
that
bad.
was
Not
pretty
bad.
good.
Once you start stringing them together, you kind of remember like who won before that,
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
and some of them just jump out. Like 03, like I always remember the Marlins winning because I felt so vindicated for the Red Sox.
I'm impressed. Nice work. Yeah. All right.
Damn.
Other news around the league here. Tropicana won't be ready for 2025.
And everybody's so
Hurricane
upset
Milton.
they can't play there. Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah. Yeah. Hurricane
Well, I mean,
Milton
it's a
came
tragedy
off and
what
just-
happened. So.
Well, yeah, everything but the ballpark.
Yeah. I mean, just ripped the tent to shreds, and now the Rays don't have a place to stay because, like, they have water damage too. There's not proper drainage on the field.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So
It's a mess.
Yeah,
I don't know where
I
that
never
is,
considered the fact that it was more than just the roof. Like it was also all the stuff internally that was affected by that.
Yeah.
Have
And
they said where they're going to play?
I haven't heard.
I don't think
Neither
so.
have I.
I don't know. I mean, they would have to pick somewhere near there, right?
I would
I
think
mean,
so.
it's
Yeah.
not like I don't know where they would go.
I
that
know
could
they were
hold
talking to the
enough.
Yankees about maybe borrowing their spring training facility in Tampa as a place to play until the ballpark's ready. But I can't imagine you can play regular season games at a spring training facility that seats. Although nobody goes to their games, so maybe that would work.
That's also true. Yeah, I don't know, but maybe
They might
this
have as many seats as the A's have in Sacramento.
Yeah, but the thing is they have renderings for a new ballpark that are going to be built. Does this possibly expedite them getting a new ballpark? Because it's like, why would we drop, I don't know, let's say $200 million into fixing this when we're already going to be building, a $900 million.
Yeah. The problem is if you
later.
broke ground on that today, you still don't move in for like 2 years.
Well, right. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think they still got to figure something out. So the last I saw, the roof was 30 some odd million, and then all the other cleanup was going to get them close to like maybe 100.
Okay.
Which is not chump change for certainly.
Oh.
And you're renovating a ballpark, you're going to crush in 2 years or 3 years, which it's an interesting spot for them to be in because that roof system is quite a challenge.
Yeah. So, I mean, what would you think? Do you think they would expedite getting the new stadium just moving, like breaking ground on that? Do you think that would be more cost effective?
I mean, would it be more cost effective? Yeah, 'cause you're not going to waste the money on repairing a ballpark you don't plan on keeping. But at the same time, where are you going to go for those 2 years? Like if they had a good alternative, I think it'd be a no brainer. You just say, well, Tropicana's closed. go ahead and take it to the ground, and we'll go play somewhere else until a bar park is ready. But they don't have a place to go yet. I think that'll dictate what they do next.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, it would be silly to pour, $50, $75, $100 million into a ballpark is got a 3-year life.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah. All right. I don't have anything else tonight. Do you fellas have anything else to add?
Just a couple quick items.
All right. Let's
so I'm not sure if you guys saw Nico Horner underwent surgery, flexor tendon issue. Makes spring training and the start of the season a little bit questionable. The thinking is he'll be ready, but those are not like a cut and dry, definitely going to be back sort of situation. And then have you guys seen the ticket prices for the opener at Dodger Stadium?
Haven't yet. I haven't looked at them. I haven't wanted to be completely honest.
So resale prices have now reached, as of an hour ago, $1,300 for a seat. They are now approaching the most expensive World Series ticket ever.
Is that with an obstructed view too?
It's probably in the parking lot. I mean, it's probably not anywhere near the ballpark, but yeah, they're now reaching what will likely end up being the most expensive World Series ticket ever.
$1,300.
I mean, I love baseball, but I can't imagine dropping $1,300 for a nosebleed seat to the World Series. Although, maybe it would be cool to be there.
I mean, a once in a lifetime thing. But if I'm spending that money,
Game 7 maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'm going on a Game 7, but wow.
But yeah, expensive tickets. So one of the so immediately people are complaining that they're making the World Series unreachable for the average fan. The same stuff we hear every year, but it's the World Series. Like, it's supply and demand. It is what it is.
It is, but I also agree with that statement too. I mean, the average fan carries baseball all summer, and then you're not going to allow us to celebrate it at the end. Like, I mean, it's kind of, I get it, but could you imagine the free for all it would be if the tickets were affordable?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, these tickets are going to season ticket holders. They're going to corporate sponsors. Like, you're not even being sold out of the box office to the average fan. And then resale market is whatever people are willing to pay for it. So, it's all supply and demand driven. But you're not getting original tickets is exceptionally difficult if you're not a season ticket holder or somebody on the inside.
Yeah. Wow. 13.
But it would be cool to like leave a chunk available in like a lottery format for everyday fans. But the everyday fan is going to get the ticket and go resell it for 100x their money and call it a day. So
yeah, that's true.
It's hard. It's people it's a business right now to buy these tickets and flip them.
Yep. Makes sense.
But yeah, $1,300.
Wild. All right.
Craziness.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, again, thanks for everybody that joined us in the chat. Like, we love the interactions when you guys come on and talk baseball with us and give us your thoughts and opinions too. Like, that's why we do this show. That's why we've done it in this format for as long as we have. We love what you guys have to say, and we love that you guys go off what we do. It's been a blast these last 3 years. I can't believe we've been doing this for 3 years. It blows my mind. But it's been an absolute ride. So
yeah. And are we thinking we're going to jump on for a World Series game this weekend? Maybe
for sure. I'm around on Sunday, probably.
Okay.
What time's the Sunday game? Do they play Sunday? Is it Friday?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe they go Friday.
2-3-2.
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, okay.
So maybe
I think they try to avoid Sundays because of football.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll be on Monday Night Live, but maybe Friday night for game 1, maybe we could hop on.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
if you want to come watch some baseball with us, keep your eyes open. Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled. We'll let you know if we come on. We'll put out a little note for you guys. But again, thanks for the chats. Thanks for the support. It means a lot to us. Thanks for watching. And before you go, please make sure you like and follow us on Facebook. You can follow on Instagram. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And we will see you.
Let's go Dodgers. Let's just throw it out there. Let's go Dodgers.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you.
We got you covered. Let's go Dodgers.
If the Dodgers pull this thing and let's say they jump out to a 2-0 lead, I'm gonna be rooting so hard for this dude in the chat. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not hating on the Dodgers. Yeah. I just don't see it happening. But like, hell yeah, man. Go Dodgers. Sure.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't care who wins. I just want to see a good series.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, boys.
Okay. Well, yeah. Just follow and like us on all platforms. Thanks. We'll see you.